and welcome to our first ever episode of Shut Up, We're Getting Married. My name's Pippa and this is Luke. And I guess a little bit of context is we are getting married in 2026, so spring 2026, and we've done some of the preparations so far, but not all of it, and this is brand new to us. Neither of us have ever got married, but ever been involved in the putting together of a wedding. So we just wanted to kind of document the journey and bring you guys along with us and just have a chat about it, and that's it.
So, word of the week. This basically means that we are going to cancel or ban a word for this episode. Okay, and because it's our first episode, we thought a good word to cancel would be engagement. Now, how this is going to work is whoever says it gets a score against their name, and whoever says it the most at the end of the episode loses this week, right? This episode.
Yeah.
And then we're going to do 10 episodes in our first series, and at the end of the series, whoever has said the word the most or lost the most weeks will do a forfeit. Is that correct, baby?
Yes. So for our first episode, we just thought we'd do a bit of an intro, I guess, talk a bit about our relationship, our engagement story, and kind of where we're at with the planning so far.
You just said it. You literally just said it. That's one to me. Already.
Oh.
Carry on.
That's because I was introducing it anyway.
So?
Yeah, so that's it. That's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
I don't know. We could start with how we first got together, maybe. We've been together 5 years, haven't we?
We have been together 5 years.
And on our 5th year anniversary is when I proposed. So we went to Iceland, didn't we?
Yeah, for our 5th anniversary.
For our 5th year anniversary. It's expensive, by the way.
Very expensive out in Iceland.
Jesus.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful place.
Yeah.
It's just incredibly expensive.
It was very expensive. If you're thinking of going to Reykjavik, spend some money. But anyway, they lost my luggage on the flight over.
No, okay, they did lose your luggage on the flight on the way over, but also our anniversary is literally like the week after your birthday, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So we flew out on your birthday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our flight was it was like 6 a.m.
Yep.
We got there and your luggage just didn't appear.
No.
All you had was the clothes on your back, and we went in October, so it was freezing cold.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to spend the first day like going to the shops to buy you more clothes, and I think that's where we learned that it was so expensive, because we needed clothes for every single attire, didn't we?
Yep.
Or obviously you needed clothes for every single attire. You needed like a swimming costume, you needed hats and gloves, like everything, because all you had was the clothes that you'd worn that you'd put on at 6 a.m.
That's it. And my bat and my carry-on.
and you carry on.
Now, luckily, I put the ring in my carry-on, even though I ignored people's advice to put it in my
Yeah,
luggage.
because that's what everyone was saying to you, weren't
Because
they?
the trick is, and here's a little tip for anyone listening, if you are going to propose abroad, that, if you put it in your carry-on, what people are saying to me is if you go through the metal detectors or it goes through the thing and flags up, they'll get the ring out.
It would be cool.
They'll get the ring out in front of your partner, and then you have to propose
There
at
and
the
then.
airport.
That would be so
Gatwick.
shit. Can you imagine doing that at the airport?
That's what was going through my head.
Well, why did you put it in your bag then?
No,
If that was
no,
what was going through your
because
head.
my other part, which I was right in thinking, was what if this bag gets lost? Okay?
It did come back though.
Yes.
Nothing was lost.
It did come back in the end. It took like 3 days out of our holiday. But what I'm saying is, my thought process, right, was if this gets lost, the ring's in it. What if it never comes back? So I thought, no, I'll risk it with the carry-on. And then my backup plan was if the guy gets the ring out at the airport and she sees it, I'm just going to get down on one knee with the ring, because it's going to ruin everything. So I'm just going to have to get down on one knee and say, look, I wanted to do it in Iceland under the Northern Lights, but this is Gatwick. Will you marry me?
Yeah, but that was another mishap, wasn't it? Because you had a plan and it didn't work out.
Well, yeah, we're going to come on to that, aren't we?
What was your plan?
Well, my plan, ladies and gentlemen, was to propose under the Northern Lights, right? Because I thought that would be romantic.
Why didn't it work?
I thought that would be beautiful, and I just thought I could really see us, you know, me proposing under Northern Lights and you saying yes, hopefully. But it didn't work because the Northern Lights didn't turn up.
The funniest thing was you said, like, you told everyone this plan.
Yep.
And not one single person told you that there was a possibility that the Northern Lights wouldn't appear. You just thought they were there every night.
No, let me say this, okay? I was going around telling people left, right, and centre, I'm going to do it under the Northern Lights. I even, and this is brilliant, paid £20 for a ring box that had a light in it, an LED light that would light on the ring. So because it's dark where the Northern Lights are, she could still see the ring. Okay, so I paid extra for this box that had a light on it, okay? Anyway, I'm telling everyone I'm doing it under the Northern Lights. Not one person told me they might not show up. I mean, it is common sense that...
You didn't know that.
No, but it is common
sense.
sense.
You thought they showed up every night.
I did think they showed up every night. But I should have thought they are actually probably not going to show up. But I didn't. I just believed they would. So not one person told me this. So I went out there on the Monday night and I was shitting myself because it was the first night we went. We was up at 6 a.m.
Oh,
we were knackered.
Delirious.
I'd lost my luggage.
It was so cold as well.
It was
freezing. We fully hadn't prepared for it to be so cold. So it was like 10 o'clock at night, wasn't it? So we'd already been up for like 20 plus hours or something. And obviously we were dressed like you'd dress in the UK to go out at night. So I was wearing like a dress with tights. I was so cold. I'd wrapped my scarf around my legs to try and stay warm, and we were so tired. We were what were we even laughing at? We were laughing at nothing. We were lying at the ground, lying on the ground, just laughing at the sky.
Looking up at the sky, and there was literally just the black sky. So anyway, I'm sitting there shitting it, being like, oh, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna propose any second. Like, got the ring in my pocket, and obviously they don't show up. So we get back on the coach, don't we, and drive back. And it didn't really dawn on me, really, because of the hysteria, really, about that it'd gone wrong and I hadn't actually proposed. But then I woke up the next morning. We went on a tour. We went on like a tour, didn't we, of all these different like volcanoes and waterfalls and stuff, which was amazing. As I say, Reykjavik is one of the best countries.
Where was that?
Oh,
Sneffelsnes.
Yeah, Sneffelsnes. Which is definitely not what it's called.
That's definitely not the right pronunciation.
No, but close enough.
Yeah.
But anyway, I put the ring back in my pocket to go to Sneffelsnes, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll propose today. But then on the coach,
my God, the weather.
It was pissing it down, wasn't it, babe?
It was torrential. No, it wasn't even the rain, it was the wind.
Yeah.
It was like mixed between rain and wind, and it was just like, we went to, what was it? It was like one of the highest points or something like that, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Honestly, I felt like my feet were about to fly off the ground.
Yeah, we were freezing, and it was like wind and rain and everything, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so I couldn't propose there, obviously, because we both had massive gloves on, and I was gonna get this ring out. It's probably gonna blow away. So it wasn't until actually the drive back from that I was sitting behind you, wasn't I?
Yeah, you went and sat somewhere else, but at the time you were obsessed with chess.
Oh yeah, I was obsessed, yeah.
So I thought you were just back there playing chess. That's literally what I thought you were doing. So he's like on his phone, like not talking to me and stuff like that. I thought you were just playing chess.
I was Googling good places to propose in Iceland indoors. Because I was like, I can't do it outdoors and we don't have much else planned.
No,
so,
the other things we had planned was similar to what we did that day.
Yeah, the other things we had planned were outdoors. And I was thinking about doing it at the Blue Lagoon. I was like, I don't know, maybe in a spa, massage treatment. I don't know.
Yeah, we're sitting there naked with towels on.
It did go through my head. If you were like laying down on the massage, and then like I would like be there, and I'd be like wake up, and you'd look up, and I'd be proposing.
Not to sound ungrateful, but I'm glad you didn't do that.
That was a thought. It was a high contender at one point.
You didn't even have massages booked.
Well, I know, but I was going to go there and say, should we get a massage? Anyway, we're going off track. So, yeah, by this point now, I was bringing the ring everywhere. I got this massive box, because the box of the LED was like this. It was huge, right?
Yeah, it's
so much bigger than the normal ring box, and I'm bringing it everywhere we go. So anyway, how I actually did it eventually in the end is to breakfast every morning, because we had breakfast included, we walked past this lovely room, didn't we? in the hotel.
Yeah, like a private
It's a
dining
really nice
room.
hotel, and there was like a private room. And so I just thought, do you know what? Pippa's always said that you wanted a private, proposal.
Yeah,
haven't you?
I didn't like the idea of it being like in a crowd. That was the one thing we discussed before.
Do you think that's normal? Do you think
What?
a lot of people feel like that?
What,
Like
not
a lot of
wanting it to
women
be
want to be proposed?
No, do you know what? It wasn't even a crowd. I didn't care if it was in public. I didn't want it to be for other people's benefit. So, you know, when people, and this is absolutely no slander to anyone that has got engaged this way or wants to get engaged this way, but like in front of like the Eiffel Tower or in like in a party
Disney
in front of
Disney
their
castles sometimes
Disney
do it.
castles, yeah, or like in front of friends and family, like people gather everyone together if you know what I mean. And I was like, I don't want that to be for everyone else's benefit.
No.
Like I want it to be for us. I don't care if it's in front of other people, but I don't want it to be for other
You
people.
want it to be intimate and between us.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is fair enough, I think. And I think a lot of people share that sentiment, to be honest. Like, there might be some people that want like a big thing, and that's their, choice.
Oh yeah, everyone's different.
Everyone's different, exactly. But you wanted that. So yeah, I saw this room on the way, and it was like a private room. And I just said to the guy, I pulled the guy to the side, didn't I? When you went up to the room.
Well, I wasn't there. I don't know.
Yeah, I pulled him aside and I said, look, listen, mate, how much to rent out that room? I'm going to need it for like a couple of hours on our last night. And he was like, like throwing around some sort of, quotes and stuff. And he was like, well, what's it for? Like, well, why do you only want it for like an hour? What is it for? And I said, look, I'm going to propose. And he was like, you're going to propose? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, free. I was like, what? He was like, free of charge. He was like, what do you want done to it? How do you want it? You tell us, absolutely free of charge. We would love that. And I was like, oh, amazing. So he showed me loads of pictures of how he could have it designed. I just picked one.
Yeah, they did it all up really nicely. They
Yeah.
like...
Hold on, we're not going on to that yet. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. We're not going on to that yet. No. But yeah, anyway, I locked in this room in the hotel, lovely hotel, but this lovely private room that we was going to be just between us, curtains kind of drawn, doors shut, and just us.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But anyway, let's talk the day off. Okay, and we'll wrap this up as quick as we can. It is quite a long-winded engagement.
Yeah, because it's not just like a day; it's a
span
of like 5 days.
But I just said it. I said engage because I was going to say engagement story, but I did go. So you can put it down. Anyway, let's talk on the day off.
The day of.
So it's our last day.
Yep.
You tell us a little bit about this.
We went down for breakfast. Yeah. What were we doing that day?
We were going to the
Was that the
volcano, the summit, the golden
circle.
The golden circle.
Was that day?
Yeah, it was last day, golden circle.
Oh,
100%.
We were going to the golden circle. We went down for breakfast, and this is what you've told me.
Yep.
We went down for breakfast, and this room was like wide open or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you shut yourself a little bit because you're like, this isn't what I asked for. And
it looked really nice, like palm trees and design, but it was wide open, and I was like, no, I want it shut off, just us two.
So you kept sneaking off and going to the toilet or whatever it was that you said you were doing.
Yeah.
When you're actually going and talking to the hotel staff about the room.
Yeah.
And then we went on our merry way to our Golden Circle tour, which was the best day, wasn't it?
Yep.
Or the best things that we saw. It was amazing. And then we went out for our last dinner of the trip. We went to this really nice restaurant that did like small plates and tapasy kind of meals. And we got dessert. And Luke was getting so stressed at dinner. We literally ordered dessert and it was like 5 minutes later. He was like, why is it taking so long? Where is our dessert? I wouldn't have ordered it if I knew it was going to take this long. And I was like, it's literally been like 5 minutes. It's not like no time had passed by this point. And he's like getting all bent out of shape. And then the walk back, he's like, doesn't this feel like so much longer than the walk there? Again, no, it didn't. Because the walk there, it was like raining, wasn't it? And the walk back, it was actually really nice, the walk back.
Yeah, it was actually.
And then we had said we were going to just go to the hotel bar for our last night, have a drink or a few drinks before going up to bed, because then we're just going home the next day. So when we got to the hotel bar, you were like, oh, let's sit in here, into this little room. And I was like, I don't think we're allowed to sit in here. And you're like, no, come on, let's sit in here. And that's pretty much...
Yeah, I gave him a nod, didn't I?
Yeah.
The staff man.
We bought a bottle of our favourite wine.
Yep.
which we didn't know they had.
Yeah.
That was so lucky that they had that.
Yeah,
wasn't
bought a
it?
bottle of our favourite wine.
Yeah.
And I gave him a little, nod. Can I go in here?
I'm going in here
And
now.
that's when apparently Pippa knew.
Yeah, I
she
didn't
didn't
know.
know.
No, I
Everyone
didn't know.
says they know, but she didn't know.
I didn't know.
And we went in there,
Yep.
didn't we? I was shitting myself the whole time I was, but when we got in the room, I was shitting it. And then I said some lovely things that I won't repeat for the lovely viewers and listeners. I'll just keep between us. I basically said something along the lines of, I love you so much.
Yeah,
I
you
want to
just
spend the
said
rest of my life with you.
nice stuff.
And I think I said something like, or I see us having like children and a family, but in order to do that, first you've got to get married, and left that as a kind of open-ended thing. I then proceeded to get down on the traditional one knee.
Yep.
And Pippa doesn't know this to this day, and I was actually saving this for this episode 1. It's not a big thing, but when I went to get down on one knee, I was so nervous that instead of doing one knee, I squatted.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
I know.
What, just like down on the floor like that?
I squatted, right?
Yeah.
And then halfway through proposing, realised, shit.
What, we literally just like
squatting with my ring in my hand, so then switched to the one knee.
No, I didn't notice that at all.
And then you said yes, obviously, and I put the ring on, but there was a thought like halfway through, will you marry? I was like, shit, I'm squatting. And then there was the thought of like, does it count if I'm
Does it count? You don't need to be on one knee.
Yeah, then the next thought was, no,
ridiculous.
people do it like standing up, like it doesn't, but there wasn't, when you're going through that, there's a lot of thoughts to go through your head.
Yeah, but what if you can't get on one knee? What if you've got like bad knees? That doesn't make the proposal invalid.
Bad knees.
That doesn't make the proposal invalid.
Yeah, but babe, I wasn't going.
There's plenty of people that can't get on one knee.
Of course there is, but this wasn't going through my head all in the space of I was panicking, okay? Anyway, I asked and you said,
Yes.
hence, shut up, we're getting married.
Yeah.
For any guys out there that are listening to our wonderful podcast, me and one of my best mates went to Blue Water, which is a big shopping centre, to buy the ring, right? This was about 6 months before we went to Iceland.
Yeah, because it was the insurance ran out on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
So it was literally like a year ago.
Yeah, literally, like a year ago. And we went round, me and him, and we went round and saw the rings, and he, done some dummy proposes to me, and I did the same, and would I say yes, would I not? And, I documented the whole thing. I videoed it all on my phone and everything. And then that was amazing in itself. I can't recommend that enough. Go with someone you trust to get their second opinion.
That was the best bit for me, like the like not just those videos, like the documenting, but like the whole backstory, rather than it just being about like, oh, will you marry me? Like,
yeah,
obviously it was a very nice moment, but it was all the time like we spent talking after, and you telling me about like all the plans and all the thought you'd put into it that I loved.
Yeah, I think that after I proposed and you said yes, we had moments of absolute hysteria. I
was just crying. Like I literally couldn't stop crying, and I'm not a crier.
Yeah, we had a chat, didn't we, in this room, private room, just us two. I was telling her all how I bought the ring, showing her the videos I took. Just be simple videos of me being like, right, I'm off to see this ring today. I really like it, but I'm still not sold on it, or whatever. And you really liked that. And I just think that was such a lovely moment in our relationship. Just us
again,
two
for
together.
Us two, that was like...
talking about it all.
Yeah.
Mm.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was.
It was nice. And that was the bit that was like emotional for me.
Yeah. And I agree. I think that was the most lovely part of the whole thing.
Because there was so much that I didn't know, like conversations you'd had like with my family members. And
I told her, you told me all about that. And in hindsight, just around this kind of the proposal off, had we had done it at the Northern Lights on the first night, then we wouldn't have had any of that because we'd have been stuffed on a coach in front of with 50
like
other
50
people.
other people.
We wouldn't have had that chance to kind of dissect everything and meet, because when you're going to propose, the guys will tell you, that like you are doing it all on your own. You can't let her know. Now, me and Pippa are a couple that tell each other everything.
You tell me everything. You can't keep a secret.
No.
You literally can't keep a secret.
No. So all I want to do is talk to her about, oh, I asked your mum today and she said this. I asked your dad, he said that. Or I went to see this ring today and I put a deposit down or I bought it or whatever.
Luke
but you
is
can't say
literally
it.
that person that, like, when he goes and buys someone a birthday present, he'll be like, guess what I bought you for your birthday? Go on, guess. I want you to see if you can get it right. That's what you do.
Yeah, I am.
And so I bet it was so hard for you.
It was hard for me. But as I say, you know, that's what I'm saying. You know, it all come pouring out in that lovely 2-hour chat after where we had the wine and we just chatted. And I think that was a glorious moment.
Yep.
Really, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really nice. And then we had to get up at 7 a.m. the next day.
And fly home. Yeah.
And I was literally at the airport just like crying.
You were. We both were. I was all right, actually.
You were all right.
I'd cried my tears before.
Yeah.
I cried when I saw the ring.
And like just every message that I got from people, I just cried. Like, I think that's the most I've cried.
Mm. We will put the picture in the on the YouTube video. So if you do want to check it out, you're listening on Spotify, go on YouTube, just scroll to the end, you'll see the exact picture. She's bawling, I'm smiling, and yeah, it's us when we first got engaged. I've said it again. I'm losing now, for fuck's sake.
You've told me both times you said
this thing was my idea, right? About banning the words. I don't know why. I knew I was going to lose from the start, but hey ho.
You told me both times you said it though.
I know, because you got to own up to it. Anyway, we had a party, didn't we, babe?
The party was so much fun. Because we knew we weren't going to be able to properly plan anything for ages, and then we'd have to save up, so we wouldn't be having like a quick turnaround wedding. No. We decided to have our party.
A what party?
You tell me.
A party two people have when they've just got
a pre-wedding party. And it was just so much fun. That was what I wanted to say on it, really.
Oh, it was fun, wasn't it?
It was so much fun.
I think it's such a good idea.
Yeah, 100%. I know some people don't do it, and I remember my brother told me that he was on the phone with my dad, and my dad was like, why are they doing that? Like, what is the need for it? Blah, 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 blah.
Well,
I was like, because we want to have fun. Why not?
Where did we do it, babe? What was it called? Place?
In a pub in London.
Waterloo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the Hercules, it was called.
Pub in Waterloo.
And it was how much?
We had I literally can't remember.
Well, I'll tell you.
We had a minimum spend.
We did.
We had the whole upstairs area to ourselves, which had table tennis. It had
karaoke,
shuffleboarding.
It had a bar in there. It had a little place for food. Well big enough for 100 people, I would say. 80 people.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
And we had like all our close friends.
We had like 60, 70 people there.
We had 60, 70 people there, and I really can't recommend it enough. If you are getting married at some point, to do if you know the wedding isn't until 2 years down the road or whatever, it's just a lovely thing to do.
It was so fun, and it was like mixing all of our different groups of friends and family all together
before the wedding. You know, they got to know each other.
Yeah. Luke was so funny though, because we had like a guest list of all the people we had invited, all the people that had said they would come, all the people that said they wouldn't come. Luke still has that guest list.
I do. I have screenshots of it.
Because he's using it as a what would she say?
I'm using it as a reference point for who to invite to our wedding. Because if they didn't come to the engagement part, I've said it again. If they didn't come to the party, I've lost this stupid game already. If they didn't come to the party, right, well, they're not going to come to the wedding. There is a few people
who had valid reasons. Come.
I mean, my brother and sister-in-law have, you know,
they were having a baby like a week later.
Heavily
pregnant. They'd had the baby.
One of your close friends had like a really, you know,
parents' birthday or something like that.
Yeah, your close friend's close friend had a party that night that she'd already agreed to. So it's like some were valid, also, but some were like, you know,
they got a better offer on the night.
Or just cancelled on the day. Yeah. And those kind of people I did put red X across. I'm not going to lie, if you're listening to this, I do apologise. Please
now you know why you'd not been invited.
Just contact me, and we can sort it out and we can come to some sort of resolution, okay? Maybe it's that you pay for your own dinner and whatever. You pay for your dinner, I'll pay for the drinks. But anyway, tell me, what stood out to you about the party we had? Why was it so good? Why would you recommend it to others?
I think we bought one drink each, at the start of the night. Or I mean, actually, you had our drink budget, so I have no idea what you spent on drinks. But I know that I bought one drink.
I only bought a few.
And then the rest of the night, I was just being handed drinks. It got to about 10 o'clock, and I'd honestly had about 2 drinks throughout the whole night because I was just busy talking to people, going to different groups, being dragged in different directions. And then suddenly, it all went downhill from there.
Yeah, suddenly, when it was a space of about 20 minutes, and I went from being stone cold sober, 1 Corona deep, to
by
flat
the end of
out
the night,
paralytic.
By the end of the night, I was
smashed.
Well,
you were smashed.
Oh God! So we went out. We ended up going out after the party ended.
Yeah,
the party ended at what, midnight?
Yeah.
1 o'clock.
Yeah, with the mainstays.
And with our kind of like nearest and dearest, we ended up going out. After.
The party animals.
We went to Ugly Coyote. I think this is because we were already incredibly drunk by this point.
If you haven't been to Ugly Coyote already, don't.
No, don't say that.
No, it's all right for a specific kind of night. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, so we then got more drunk at Ugly Coyote, and what time did we go back? Like 3?
3, 4 literally so late.
And with our groups, because I think people had kind of like left in dribs and drabs, so there was quite a small group of us left at the very end. And Luke kind of put everyone in a cab because there was a big cab outside.
Yeah, I did the old Good Samaritan thing.
Outside the club, and it was just me and Luke left, like just wandering around, drunk as anything, off our heads, looking for a cab. We somehow ended up at Charing Cross from Leicester Square, I think, because you know they're like the back of your hand, don't you?
Yeah.
So even in a drunken state, we managed to get back to Charing Cross and got a cab back, a London black cab, just the 2 of us, all the way back.
Yep.
I had to stop the cab 4 times to be sick. I was so glad we were on our own, because if we were in a cab with other people, I would have been so embarrassed.
And then
Luke slept throughout the whole journey.
I would sleep.
I had it. This is the funniest thing. Because sometimes when I'm drunk, I get a bit paranoid in cabs. Okay, so I was tracking. I've told you this before. I was tracking our journey home on my phone, and I could see this cab driver just going further and further away from where I wanted it to go. Like the minutes left were going up and up and up, and I kept having to stop it to be sick, and I was like, I just want to get home. Somehow we ended up where we needed to be.
Yeah, he just pulled in, didn't he? And he was like, "You're here."
And I was like, but my phone still says we're 40 minutes away. Like, how are we here? So I must have put the wrong place in the maps because I couldn't type, I couldn't see. And then the cab driver tried to upcharge us because I kept having to stop the cab.
This is where I'll take over.
All right.
Okay, you got out, ran off, because you were throwing up everywhere. I stayed in, or you were there for this bit, and he tried to go, because of all the stoppages, it's an extra tenner. So it was 50 that we agreed on. Before I got in the cab, I said, how much to this destination? 50 quid. I said, okay, fine. He then went, so it's now 60. I was like, no. I was like, no.
No, you were like, I'm not paying that, and then got out the cab and left.
All right. I was a bit angry at that point. Anyway, so going back to the party we had, slightly. So you'd recommend it to others because, you think it's just a good thing to celebrate and to just get different groups mingling early doors.
Yeah, it was just so much fun. It was such a nice evening. We got so many like cards and gifts, and not about the gifts, obviously, but
it is about the gifts.
No, what I was going to say, like, I felt like so loved by our friends.
Yeah, same.
That had like made the effort and come to celebrate with us.
Yep.
I felt so loved and appreciated by our friends.
Yeah.
I felt very fortunate that night.
I did too. And then I obviously serenaded you.
We had karaoke.
Yep.
And Luke has these 2 friends. Can I name them?
Yeah, you can.
Called Braid and George. They're your 2 best friends, aren't they?
I always call them George and Braid, but
do you?
It doesn't really
no,
matter.
You don't.
Do I?
Yeah, you do.
George and Braid, yeah. Don't know why I do that. Anyway, if you're listening, guys.
Hello, George and Braid.
Carry on.
And they're just idiots.
Right. As much as I do agree with that, you didn't have to say that live on air.
No, they are.
Okay, they are, but in the best way.
You're included in that.
Okay, yeah, fine.
It's not them.
Yeah,
you're
we
part
are
of that.
the Three Stooges.
Yeah, you're literally idiots together.
But in the best possible way.
Oh, definitely, completely in the best possible way.
Yep.
And this isn't the first time they've done something like this. In fact, it is a frequent event, so I don't know why it was a surprise, where they had planned a song and dance routine to perform at the engagement party. Is that what you'd call it?
I would call it a routine. Yeah, I would call it a routine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought, I was walking along one day, not even walking, I was listening in my car to music, and the song come on, I love you,
what is
baby,
that called?
and if it's quite Frankie Valli.
Too good to be
Love is in the. I can't take my eyes off of you.
Yeah.
I can't take my eyes off you. Come
Yeah.
on, and I was singing it, not Love Is in there. That was my second choice if they didn't have Can't Take.
No, that was a good choice.
So anyway, I was singing it along, and I was like, oh, do you know what? It'd be really funny if I sung this to people at the karaoke or party. And then I thought, do you know what? It'd be good if I had backup dancers as well. So I thought in my head, who should I call? And there was only really two people that I could rely on to do this job. So I put in the group chat, boys, are you willing to, mock up a little dance routine? I won't be there for the routine. You'll come on. I'll call my backup. I'll do a speech. I'll call my backup dancers onto stage. You will do, your routine to the music. I will sing, like kind of lead singer, backup dancers vibe. Of course, these two, as I said, lads, they are brilliant in their own way, jumped at this.
Oh,
Came running. Within hours, I had video footage of the number, of the whole routine from start to finish, which I okayed immediately. I signed off on instantly. I thought it was brilliant. And I said, just do it exactly like that. Give a few more rehearsals to that. Set them a few more rehearsals. Yeah. They happily obliged. So anyway, I did my whole speech. I was nervous,
Really?
I was shitting it before I sung that song.
Why?
I don't know.
Everyone had sung.
I know, but there was more on it for me.
Very few people
because mine went with a speech, so all eyes were on me. But anyway, I did a whole speech thanking everyone for coming. Yeah. I said everyone how much I love Pippa, how much, we're looking forward to our rest of our lives together, getting married and all that stuff. And then I said something along the lines of, cue the Frankie Valli.
I think that's exactly what you said.
That is exactly what I said. And then the number come on, and then I said, backup dancers. The boys come gleefully running on.
Yep.
I think they enjoyed the assignment, to be honest.
Yes, they enjoyed it.
And they gave it their all. And I gave it my all. I sung my little heart out. I serenaded you. I brought you on stage. I done a whole pirouette twirl with you kind of thing.
We had a little dance.
I got everyone to dance, didn't I?
Yeah.
And yeah, I seized the moment, I would say. And I don't regret it.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. So yeah, highly recommend having a little party
Doesn't need to be anything bougie or crazy.
Nothing bougie. Don't put too much money down.
Obviously, if you got it, do. If we had money, we probably would have put more money down.
Yeah, if you've got it, do it. If you've got it, do it. But you
didn't.
Anyway, okay. Well, thank you so much, guys, for listening so far. We've got a couple more things before we finish on the old agenda. So let's roll over to tip of the week.
So for each episode, another thing that we've decided we want to do, because we are clueless, so don't take our word and what we advise as gospel or something that you should do yourselves if you are planning a wedding. So instead what we've got is we've got a jar that's full of wedding tips that we found online. I think there's a mix of tips from both professional wedding planners and people who have gone through this experience that we've read through. Well, no, we've not read through these tips, but we've read through similar things.
Yeah.
So we're going to pick a tip at random.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to pick?
I'll pick.
Lighten your list. Well, you've been doing that already.
Lighten your list. Yeah, well, what does that mean?
I'm assuming that means your guest list. Like, don't just invite...
Every man and their dog.
No. Yeah.
Don't invite every man and their dog.
Yeah, so I think that is kind of what it's saying in a much nicer way.
Yeah.
Which is a great tip. No, we're doing that. We're being quite strict.
You at the end of the day, when you look through, like when you start really looking it up, like you add 5 people onto your wedding party, or just for the whole day for the meal, it's £100 a head.
Yeah. So
now you add 6 more, there's 600 quid. You add 10 more, 5 each, there's £1,000. And so it's quickly, doesn't it? Like adds up. Like we were, add this person and that person,
I think to
and this
start
person
with,
and that person.
We were like, oh yeah, we can add more. We can't add more.
No. So you really got to, go through and think, do I really?
Lighten
and
the
this
list.
is why you have a party and you make a list of who bothers to come. Because that way, if they complain, where's my invite? I didn't get saved the date. You go, well, we did invite you to the party. You didn't bother coming. So we thought you wouldn't bother coming to our wedding as well. Okay, the scores are in.
Scores are in.
How many times did I say it, baby?
You said it 3 times.
3 times. Engaged or engagement or anything like that. You said it once. So that means 1-0 to you. You win this week. Congratulations, my friend. I lose and I'm 1 step closer to the forfeit.
Thank you very much for your service.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the first ever episode of Shut Up.
We're getting married.
We've absolutely loved it, and we're looking forward to the next 9 episodes that we're going to do together. So yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe if you're listening on YouTube, give us a follow on Spotify, follow us on socials. We are on TikTok at Shut Up We're Getting Married. Type that in, we'll come up. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. And there's going to be a new episode every other Friday coming out. So we'll see you guys soon. Bye.